Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
¿Era mío? No. Fue 105. Eso me dieron arriba.
सर्वप्रथम मेरे गुरुपाद
No, el mío está
नित्य
acá.
लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद
¿Ah?
अष्टोत्तर भक्ति वेदांत शिला गोस्वामी महाराज एवं नित्य लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर श्रीमान भक्ति वेदांत शिला गोस्वामी महाराज के अभय चरण कमलों में अनंत कोटि साष्टांग दंडवत ज्ञापन करता हूँ। तत्पश्चात नित्य लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर भक्ति शिला गोस्वामी महाराज एवं नित्य लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद भक्ति वेदांत श्री तीर्थ गोस्वामी महाराज एवं उपस्थित मंचस्थ विराजमान प्रभु चरण श्री माधव महाराज एवं भक्तिवेदांत गोविंद महाराज एवं समस्त वैष्णव के चरण कमलों में मेरा यथार्थ दंडवत प्रणाम स्वीकार हो। आज इस पवित्र पावन
Today is a very pure occasion in which we are here together. Today is
गौड़ीय वैष्णव की एक विशेष उज्जवल नक्षत्र स्वरूप
today one of the great effulgent stars of the sky of the Gaudiya Vaishnavism of Srila Bhakti and Prabhupada. Today is his day of appearance, his appearance of Srila Bhakti Rakshak Goswami Maharaj. His name. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Goswami is a very special star in the effulgent sky of the Gaudiya Vaishnavism of Srila Bhakti and Prabhupada. So since morning we've been hearing about his life, about the idealism in his life. Also we heard so the light is too bright in the eyes. Anyway, so I want to speak one or two words about his life history. Actually, so many people are born and so many people die in this world. So many people come and go from this world. There's so much people coming and going. Since time immemorial, so many people come and so many people go from this world. But Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, in his books, in the preface of his book, he wrote something. In his book, Ananda Vrindavan Champu in Hindi, in the preface, he wrote one thing. There's so many people coming and going from this world. So many people are born, so many people die. Who will remember all those people who came to this world? But we'll remember that person, we'll think about that person who before going from this world, that person has given like a footprint behind him, like gave something, left something in this world. So that's some contribution. So people still remember them, whether it's like material life or spiritual life. If you analyze in the mundane conception or spiritual conception, both conceptions are like same. Which conception? For example, when you study in school and college, we study and remember the lives of these great personalities of the history. For example, great politicians, great patriots, those people who give their life for the country. So we remember them or not? We study about them in school. Subhash Chandra Ghosh, this great politician, because he told he had the contribution in the history of India. We even have his photo in school. We do pranam, obeisances to him, remember him, because he he helped in the independence of India from the clutches of the Westerners. Other philosophers also, authors, writers, remember them also. Like Rabindranath Tagore also. Remember them or not? Until nowadays. Why? Because these people, they did very great deeds in their lives. That's why until nowadays we remember them. So, but this is a material conception. But in spiritual vision, in spiritual analysis, some pure devotee comes from the spiritual world, and then this pure devotee, he has an ideal life, ideal bhajan and sadhana, and he's like making these prints to us, like an impression in this world. Although they are eternal, in our vision, we see that they have come to this world, these great personalities. This great exalted devotee has come to this world, and he has come to give us this, and then he left this world. So we remember them and we think about them, these great exalted personalities. God and his devotees are eternal. Bhakta, Bhakti and Bhagavan. Three of them, they are eternal. The Advaitavadis, they want to do Triputi Vinash, I mean they want to end Bhakta, Bhakti, Bhagavan. They want to make everything zero. Aham Brahmasmi, everything is Brahma. Actually, it's a hidden Buddhism. They want to establish the Buddhism actually. Like the philosophies of Shankara, they are actually hidden Buddhism. But the pure devotees, they preach the glories of God in this world and also the Bhakti of God. They preach about Bhakti. So in this line, this very intimate associate of Srila Bhakti, Siddhanta Prabhupada called Srila Bhakti Rakshak Gosvami Maharaj, he's just like a shining star, and his glories are sung everywhere today. So I want to speak about his appearance, something. So why do we celebrate the appearance and disappearance of the Vaishanavas? In Hindi and Bengali, I wrote an article about this. Because this is something subject to time, right? Appearance and disappearance. It looks like subject to time. Like Gurudeva was born this date and that date Gurudeva left this world. So this is like kala-atita, means subject to time, right? They like dependent on the time. But Bhakta and Bhagavan, God and his devotees, they are not dependent on time or subject to time. Even in the Gita Bhagavan, Krishna told, those who know that my birth and activities are transcendental, mine and my devotees are birth and are transcendental. Those who know their activities and birth is transcendental, they will attain to me. So that person who knows birth and activities of God and his devotees are transcendental, they don't come back to this world. This is a shloka of the Bhagavad Gita. So, when we talk about the appearance and the tirobhava, this appearance of the Vaishanavas, when we describe about this, looks like they are subject to time then, to being born and... some years ago, they appeared, they stayed in this world for such and such a time. So this would make them kala-atita, subject to time. But in this context, Srila Acharya Pada says, no, Guru Vaishnavas, they are kala-atita, beyond the time, not kala-atita, subject or dependent on time. Just like God is kala-atita, beyond the time, material time. Because actually, according to time, everything in this world is created and destroyed. Kal also, the time also destroys us. But Guru and Vaishnavas, they are not kala-atita, subject to time, material time. They are kala-atita, beyond the rules of the time, material time. And this is transcendental. Just like the sun is always shining. And depending on our angle of vision, we see the sun, and then the sun comes out of our angle of vision. It becomes like not in our sight. But actually the sun is always shining, isn't it? The sun is always there. In the same way, Guru Vaishnavas, they are always there. But we cannot see them. That's why we say Tirobhava, disappearance, and when they appear, we say appearance. So in Chaitanya Bhakta, Vrindavana Das Thakur told, so the Vedas explain about appearance and disappearance, all this, but actually Guru and Vaishanavas are always with us. There's not this like appearance, disappearance. Actually, they are always with us. Like we heard also, Srila Bhakti Madhav Gosvami Maharaj, when he used to give jai to Prabhupada, he would never use the word Nitya Lila in front. I heard this. So Mahapurushas, they do this. But according to the rules, when you give jai to Guru Vaishnavas who have already aprakart, unmanifested, we call them Nitya Lila. But when they are present in this world, then we don't say Nitya Lila. Anyway, the Tattva Siddhanta is like this. They are eternal, Nitya. Okay, coming to the subject about Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj. His life is unprecedented. From early in the morning, the Vaishnavas have beautifully spoken about his life. So beautifully they told how Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, he took shelter of the feet of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada. He was born in a high family, Brahmana family, and he was very learned and scholar. And also he passed law school. Then he stayed for some time in the university. Then when he came to the temple, he saw that all the disciples of Srila Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada were like very learned and scholar. So then he again came back to the university and finished the law studies. And came back then to the temple one more time. Then he surrendered to the service of Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. He saw what is the fruit of vidya, of knowledge. This is the fruit of knowledge. What? To serve Bhagavan. He took Diksha Mantra from Prabhupada. He took sannyas from Prabhupada and started to preach. Like early in the morning we heard all the senior brahmacharis at that time, especially the name of Srila Bhakti Prajnana is very prominent. In seniority, we see that Vinod Bihari Brahmachari was very senior, but he hadn't taken sannyasa at that time. Vinod Bihari Brahmachari, he hadn't taken sannyasa because he was the manager of the state of Prabhupada. He used to take care of everything. So that's why he did not take sannyas. Or he was not giving sannyas. No problem. Whatever. Because if he would take sannyas, who would take care of everything? Anyway, this is not our subject matter. But after Prabhupada disappeared, many times Prabhupada gave instruction to him in the dream. Vinod, you have to take sannyas. In the end, Srila Vinod Bihari Brahmachari, he took sannyas from Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj. So he took sannyas from Nitya Pravisa Srila Bhakti Rakshak. Why not from him? I mean, why from him? There were all other sannyas disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta. Why he took sannyas from Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj? Because Bhakti Prajnana Keshava Maharaj saw that the conceptions, the specialities, the ideal conceptions of Bhakti Rakshak was very perfect. That's why he accepted his sannyas that day. And he was so a very powerful sannyasi. And how was the article of Srila Bhakti Prajnana Keshava Maharaj? So first of all, he established the Ratha Yatra in Navadvipa Dham. Who? Bhakti Prajnana. Seeing this, many actually God brothers Even Srila Bhakti Rakshak Maharaj also didn't say anything against. After that, there was some opposition or some, but we should not know about this. Those who are opposition, because Shastra explains. Try to understand. If God brothers, if something is happening between God brothers, should not, the disciple of some of that guru should not come in the middle. Just like the quarrel between Nityananda and Advaita Acharya. Nityananda was the disciple of Lakshmi Pati Tirtha, and Advaita Acharya was the disciple of Madhavendra Puripada. But they used to see each other as God brothers, Nityananda and Advaita Acharya. So we read in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya, they used to have prema kalaha, loving quarrel. So which side will you take? Advaita Acharya told Nityananda, first you became sannyasi, now you got married. So they were discussing. Then brahmachari grihastha, then sannyasi, then brahmachari grihastha, sannyasi. He told Nityananda. Nityananda taking prasad and throwing his own prasad. So both were quarreling, Nityananda and Advaita. Shastra explains, this is prema kalaha, loving quarrel. In the same way, you've seen also Srila Bhakti Prajnana Keshava Maharaj and his sannyasa guru. They also used to Srimad Bhagavatam gives example. Listen carefully about this. Just like Shivji and Shiva is a disciple of Sankarshana. And Chitraketu Maharaj is also a disciple of Sankarshana. So both they are God brothers, so they were making fun of each other. Chitraketu Maharaj told Lord Shiva, oh, you were a Mahabhagavata now, eh? You are sitting with your wife on your lap and giving Harikatha and giving Bhagavad Katha with your wife seated on your lap. This is not proper behavior. Then hearing this, Parvati Devi felt anger and she cursed Chitraketu Maharaj. You should become a demon. So this Chitraketu Maharaj later on he became Dhritarashtra. But what was the fruit of this? So she cursed him, right? Devi Parvati cursed the Chitraketu. As a result, Shiva gave up her. You have cursed my God brother. So that's why we see the Sati Dehatyaga, how Sati gave up her body. There are many reasons for why she gave up the body. So if the God brothers, they are speaking something against each other, we should not come in the middle or take one side or something like that. So I'm saying, you find this article. I'll not tell you about it. Otherwise, I will again come to this quarrel. But you'll find some articles written about this. How possible Ratayatra in Navadvipa? And he is trying to cut the philosophy of Srila Bhakti Prajnana. But when Srila Bhakti Prajnana was there, nobody spoke anything against. He knows. Our uncle, Srila Bhakti Prajnana, was the guru of Pujapada Bhaktivedanta Govinda Maharaj. He is the disciple of Srila Bhakti Prajnana Keshava Goswami Maharaj. This Maharaj here. So many things happen. So we have to follow the Tata Siddhanta. And our Trivikram Goswami Maharaj also, he was nothing less also. He also raised this question. And he wrote some things against that, like completely against them, who were speaking something against. But accidentally they printed with Gurudev's name. Accidentally they printed this article with Gurudev's name, Srila Goswami Maharaj. That's why they were there'll be something about Gurudeva, but actually the Gurudev did not write that. Anyway, I'm not coming in this. Anyway, So the Tattva Siddhanta of Srila Bhakti, Rakshak Goswami Maharaj. He has many books. He has one book called His Guru and the Guru and His Grace, another book, The Golden Volcano of Divine Love. That book is so beautiful with so much evidence about Mahaprabhu. If you read this book, you'll know everything about why Mahaprabhu came in this world, the ideal conception of Mahaprabhu, everything you can find in this book. So in this book, Bhakti Rakshak Goswami Maharaj wrote that when Krishna was in the transcendental world and he wanted to fulfill 3 desires, Krishna, right, had three desires. Then Srimati Radhika was thinking, Krishna wants to he's taking my bhav, the bhav I have in my heart, the topmost bhav, madanakhya-mahabhava. All the activities I have in my body, when I feel this madanakhya-mahabhava, I suffer so much. It's not possible for Krishna to tolerate what I feel. And the Shastra explains what happens in the body in the stage of Mahabhav. Sanatana Goswami Maharaj in the Brihad Bhagavatam he wrote, what happens in the body when we reach the highest limit of the love? What is prema? Prema is cold or hot? It's very hard to judge or to decide. So he wrote that prema actually is at the same time cold and at the same time hot also. So if you take the heat of all the unlimited universes and put it on one side, and all the unlimited... Already my time is up. And if you take all the unlimited cold from all the universe also together and put together all this heat, all this cold. So this is prema. You cannot say if prema is cold or hot. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita is written, just like the poison and nectar mixed together. If you mix poison and nectar and you drink this, so prema is like this. So he wrote that Srimati Radhika herself, she was thinking, only I can tolerate this pain of the love, nobody else. Krishna cannot tolerate this pain in the body. That's why Srimati Radhika herself, when Krishna was coming, Srimati Radhika herself, she covered the body of Krishna completely. And Mahaprabhu himself told Ramananda said, first of all, I saw your form as a sannyasi. Now I'm seeing your form as a gopa. And also I see a golden doll. And this golden doll has an effulgence, golden effulgence that she's covering completely your blackish hue. Then Mahaprabhu told, hey Ramananda, listen, this golden effulgence, it's not mine, actually it's Srimati Radhika touching me. And Srimati Radhika does not touch anyone besides Krishna, Vrajendranandana Krishna. This golden complexion you see, it's not mine. Yes, my color is actually Krishna, blackish complexion. This white complexion, golden complexion you see, is actually Srimati Radhika herself covering me. But Srimati Radhika does not touch anyone besides Vrajendranandana Shri Krishna. What is the nishta of Srimati Radhika? She will only touch Nandanandana, no one else. Even the other avatars, Rama, etc. Even if they would come, Srimati Radhika could not even touch them. So Srila Bhakti Rakshak Goswami Maharaj, he wrote this in his book, giving Shastra Pranaman, giving evidence from the scriptures. He said, Mahaprabhu, who is he, Mahaprabhu? He is Krishna himself. But externally he is covered by Srimati Radhika. My time is already up because I have to speak the preface of the katha, but all my time went in the preface of what I was going to speak actually. If you don't make the role, I mean, the book is very big, so you have to make the preface or the circumstance of, you have to give the circumstance in what the katha is going on. So Bhakti Rakshak, he gave these very beautiful new siddhantas. All the acharyas, they have one speciality. They establish in the siddhanta. And all the siddhanta is in accordance with the shastra. Like Srila Bhakti Keshava Gosvami Maharaj, he established the white deity of Krishna. And he did not just made it out of nowhere. He gave the evidence of the scriptures. That's why Mahaprabhu told Ramanda, whatever you tell me, you have to give the evidence of the scriptures. You cannot create your own shlokas and just justify. Yeah, you can also create your own shlokas, but actually you have also to give the evidence of the scriptures as well. So Srila Bhakti Gosvami Maharaj, his Shastra Siddhanta is like this. So I, again and again, I do pay my obeisance to his lotus feet. May these new Tattva Siddhantas also appear in my heart. Manchakalpa.